of reference. 400 years later, it's time to do some assessing where we came from. While Alabama, Georgia, and South Carolina, and Mississippi take the hits, the real trade market for commerce and cotton was New York, the port of New York. As a matter of fact, Joe, the first state to end slavery was Vermont. It was all the way up the coast. The big shipbuilders became enriched off of our enslavement. Say our people are not slaves, they are our ancestors. They may be slaves to the person, but they're our ancestors, they're our foreparents. The money is made off of the commodity. We were the commodity in the commodity exchange. And they would import Africans, they export cotton and tobacco. And they built the whole economic system around Wall Street. Africans, because they feared the Indians would attack the Dutch, built a wall on Wall Street. That's why they named it Wall Street. It's the Africans, with logs and trees, they built a wall around Wall Street, keep the Indians from attacking the Dutch. So Wall Street is named after us. There's a burial ground on Wall Street, which we should all visit. Those are our foreparents. At some point, they moved us to the other end of Manhattan, which is Harlem. So we are on the same island as Manhattan. Manhattan, Harlem, Wall Street, on the same island. Harlem is right down the road from Wall Street. That's interesting that most of our leaders, who all get different cases, never quite got to march on Wall Street.
That was Reverend Jesse Jackson speaking at National Action Network's House of Justice in 2020, saying that we'd ignored dramatizing, putting the spotlight on the economic inequalities, the economic issues of this country by never having marched on Wall Street en masse. Well, on August 28th, 5 years later, we're going to do just that. Because with this big, beautiful bill, which is a big, ugly bill that cuts Medicaid and SNAP, with the ending of diversity, equity, and inclusion programs and initiatives in the private sector, which gives blacks and others jobs, contracts for businesses, making sure we make the C-suite based on our merit and not excluded because we didn't have the family background in a given place, whether it be academic or business. The people that benefited from that are the ones on Wall Street that deal with the stock markets, that deal with the Dow Jones, that deal with making trade off of the decisions of those that supported the Trump initiatives in this area. So we are not this year going to Washington on the anniversary of the March on Washington. On the anniversary of the March on Washington, we're going to Wall Street. And Reverend Jackson, we're going to do what you said. Thousands of us are going to nonviolently but firmly come and say that the dream cannot be deferred by tax cuts for the rich and cutting those out that need food assistance, that need support with health care and other economic policies that have choked the middle class and the poor. August 28, 2025, go to www.nationalactionnetwork.net, get the details. Meet us 10 a.m. at the African Burial Ground and be ready to march. Buses are coming from all over the country. Go to that website or call 1-877-626-4651. No justice, no peace.
Avenue in the village of Harlem. Welcome to those also watching us via live stream and on our social media platforms and our website at www.nationalactionnetwork.net. During the Saturday Action Rally, we have a segment here called What's on Your Mind? We invite you to email us at nanwhatsonyourmind@gmail.com or call us live at 877-626-4651 and share with us a brief account of what issues are concerning you most that you want the broader community to be aware of. We invite you to call us, email us, what's on your mind today. The NAN Youth Huddle will meet on Monday, August 18th here at the House of Justice Auditorium. Spread the word and get involved with the youngest and brightest dreamers of today and leaders of tomorrow. For more information on the Youth Huddle experience, you can call us at 877-626-4651 or email nanyouthhuddle@gmail.com. NAN Youth Huddle and College New York City chapter invites you to our 4th annual Huddle Up Harlem Back to School giveaway and community resource fair. Join us at the National Action Network House of Justice on Saturday, September 6th from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. for our Huddle Up Harlem Back to School giveaway and community resource fair. Bring your young people for an afternoon of resources, supplies, and community support as we prepare to send our students back to school ready and equipped for success. We are calling on the community to be a part of this effort. If you would like to donate, volunteer, or host a resource table, please call 1-877-626-4651 or email nanyouthhuddle@gmail.com. School supply donations can be dropped off at the House of Justice Monday through Saturday during business hours. Supplies and monetary donations will be accepted through Thursday, September 4th. Let's come together to support our children and make sure Harlem is ready for the school year ahead. Thank you to those who have already donated. Tune in to MSNBC's Politics Nation with Al Sharpton every Saturday and Sunday at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, live on MSNBC. Here are our announcements for today, Saturday, August the 16th. Time to march on Wall Street. Yes. In less than 2 weeks, Reverend Sharpton and National Action Network will convene a historic march on Wall Street as we hold corporate America accountable and let everyone know that our voices and our concerns will not be silenced. On August 28th, all roads lead to the heart of the financial district as we chant in unison for the protection of diversity, equity, and inclusion, while also demanding that companies live up to their own promises. Clergy, activists, educators, labor leaders, students, and more will all gather downtown for our massive march as we collectively put everyone on notice. If you don't respect us, we won't support you. From the African burial ground, the oldest and largest known burial ground in North America for both free and enslaved Africans, we're taking our fight right to the center of it all. From where our ancestors' bones still rest to the towers of wealth built off of their backs, we will rally right in the middle of the country's financial headquarters. We will convene at this location as it is a stark reminder of all that our ancestors sacrificed and how they were instrumental in building New York City and this nation. As the Trump administration dismantles DEI within the federal government and puts even more pressure on universities and companies to do the same, we must push back. NAN's March on Wall Street will take place on the anniversary of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s historic March on Washington, as we remind corporations that investment in our communities must be a priority. The urgency of this moment demands a response. Leading up to this pivotal march, NAN has been holding services and events to help energize and mobilize the community. There was a rally day in Harlem where NAN was joined by Reverend Dr. Johnny Green of the Mount Nebo Baptist Church, the National Baptist Convention USA Incorporated, the Church of God in Christ, and others. Each and every Thursday, we also hold our weekly protest for well over a year in support of DEI in front of the offices of hedge fund billionaire Bill Ackman. And on August 28th, it all culminates downtown with the March on Wall Street. The message is clear. Our communities must be respected, and we will fight to preserve our rights, our history, and to secure our future. We will spend our dollars where we are valued, and we will call out all those who disregard our interests. We will stand on the power of our money and our contributions to society while gathering not just for service, but for change. As corporate greed rises and equity is under attack, we must speak truth to power and prepare to march for economic justice, corporate accountability, and the protection of DEI. For more information on the March on Wall Street, free bus signups, or our weekly DEI protests, please visit our website at www.nationalactionnetwork.net. Washington, D.C. under threat. As National Guard troops patrol the streets of Washington, D.C., and Donald Trump expands his authoritarian wishes, Reverend Sharpton blasted the dangerous assault on this predominantly Black city. Reverend Sharpton also made several appearances on MSNBC to discuss the dangerous precedent being set at this moment. On Morning Joe, he reminded everyone that while crime must be addressed, the manner in which the Trump administration is going about is outrageous and troubling. Sonia Massey bill. Reverend Sharpton and the entire National Action Network team praised signage of the Sonia Massey bill, which requires stricter vetting statewide in Illinois before police officers are hired. Governor Pritzker signed the bill into law this week, more than a year after Sonia was horrifically shot and killed by police in her home. The sheriff's department accused of killing her worked in several different police departments and had a history of complaints against him. Following Sonia's tragic death, Reverend Sharpton and the National Action Network joined attorney Ben Crump and the Leadership Network in Chicago as they stood alongside family and friends for a Remembering Sonia Massey rally at that time. Prior to the rally, Reverend Sharpton, Attorney Crump, and others held a rousing press conference to bring attention to the horrendous killing and have continuously called for justice. Welcome to all of you who have tuned in and joined us also via live stream at www.nationalactionnetwork.net and also live on Facebook at National Action Network. If this is your first time joining us or if you are not a member of NAN, we welcome you to NAN and invite you to join us and get into the action today. For more information and to join, you may visit www.nationalactionnetwork.net, call 877-626-4651, or text the word NAN to 59769. Welcome. Let us welcome our NAN Change Choir soloist, Tisha Hunter, under the direction of our musical director, Minister Tyrone Richardson.
Because the Lord is my shepherd, I have everything I need. That's why I'm saved. That's why I'm saved. That's why I'm saved. Saved in His arms. Because the Lord is my shepherd, I have every little thing I need. He lets me rest in the meadow's grass, and He leads me beside the quiet stream. He restores my failing hand, and He helps me to do what honors Him the most. That's why I'm saved. Don't you feel saved? That's why I'm saved. Saved in His arms. When the storms of life is raging, and the billows
Change Choir soloist Tisha Hunter under the direction of our musical director, Minister Tyrone Richardson. Well, it's Saturday, and we have a line formed here at the House of Justice Auditorium. Reverend Ron McHenry, our House of Justice manager, wants to know, what's on your mind?
Is he not a savior this morning? Is he not a savior? I will bless the Lord at all times, and his praises shall continually be in my mouth. I thank you so much, host Crawford. We welcome you to another week's segment of What's on Your Mind, where you, the community, have the opportunity to share what you've been thinking. Oh, there's so much news, so much happening. You can always dial 877-626-4651, or you can go to nanwhatsonyourmind@gmail.com. Please step up. Tell us your name, where you're from, and then briefly, what's on your mind?
Good morning, Nan family. My name is Rodney Jones, the mayor of Queensbridge. What's on my mind is Wall Street, the history of Wall Street. Wall Street is a street in the financial district of Lower Manhattan, New York City. It runs 8 city blocks between Broadway in the west and South Street and the East River in the east, with a length of just under 2,000 feet. The term Wall Street has become a metonym for the financial markets of the United States as a whole. The American financial services industry, New York-based financial interests, or the financial district. Anchored by Wall Street, New York has been described as the world's principal fintech and financial center. The street was originally known in the Dutch as Het Singel, the Belt, when it was a part of New Amsterdam during the 17th century. An actual city with wall existed on the street from 1653 to 1699. During the 18th century, the location served as a slave market and securities trading site. From 1703 onward, the location of New York City Hall, which became Federal Hall in the early 19th century. Both residents and businesses occupied the area, but increasingly the latter predominated. The New York's financial industry became centered on Wall Street. During the 20th century, several early skyscrapers were built on Wall Street, including 40 Wall Street, once the world's tallest building. The Wall Street area is home to the New York Stock Exchange, the world's largest stock exchange by total market capitalization, as well as the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, and commercial bank and insurance companies. Several other stock and commodity exchanges have also been located in Lower Manhattan near Wall Street, including the New York Mercantile Exchange and other commodity futures exchanges, along with New York Stock Exchange American. No justice, no peace.
We thank you so much for that news, Rodney Jones. In 2019, Reverend Jesse Jackson came to the House of Justice and said just that we were sold on Wall Street, that we built Wall Street to keep the Dutch and the English from being attacked by the Indians. We built the wealth of this country, and we made Cotton King, but all of that was done on Wall Street. So for the first time, on August 28th, we're going to march on Wall Street. We should have marched on Wall Street a long time ago, but we're going to do it now. And why? Reverend Sharpton says, because that's where the money is. All the policies that are happening are robbing the poor to give to the rich. We need to go to their doorstep and demand justice. Tell us your name, where you're from, and then briefly, what is on your mind?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ernest Waters, and I'm from the Bronx. We protest every week, but this is our time. This is our time to stand up and say what you did. Be a part of history. Be a part of life. Be a part of what's going on. We have 13 days left. 13 days for Wall Street. We got buses that are coming from every borough. So now, join us downtown where we march every week for DEI at 787 11th Avenue between 54th and 53rd Street. If you want to come out, okay? Walk the walk, talk the talk. Don't sit around doing nothing at all when you could get up and have a ball. Come on down and join us, as you can see, where we fight for you and me.
We thank you so very much for that. Every Thursday, we're at 787 11th Avenue. For the 85th week in a row, we will be outside of the building of billionaire hedge fund Bill Ackman, who was the architect against the fight to get rid of DEI programs. We want you to come out, and don't get confused. August 28th, we're not going to 787. We're going straight to Wall Street. It's a continuation. And so we want you to join up. And we're not asking for you to shed blood. We're not asking for you to give money. We're asking for you to just get on the bus and get into the fight. You can go by signing up at www.National Action Network, or if you're in the House of Justice today, there are sheets in the back where you can sign up with us. Please step up, tell us your name, where you're from, and then briefly, blessed are the brief, what's on your mind?
Good morning, Nan. Giving honor to God, who's the head of my life, to our founder and president, Reverend Al Sharpton, and to everyone in their respectable places. I'm Reverend Ramsey from Brooklyn, and I just wanted to share a brief word on today. Based on the songs that came forth on this morning, the Lord dropped this in my spirit to share with you today. Psalms 37, fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. For they soon shall be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. Trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord and do good. So shall thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of their heart. I want to thank everybody that's been coming out to DEI at 787 from your co-chair. I want to thank you all for all your hard work and your labor that you have been doing. Know that your labor is not going to go unseen. God sees all things, and God is the rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Thank you all for that has been coming, those that have been going out at the Harlem Week that we had our assignment to do, and those that have came, those that could not even come. I just want to thank you. Keep up the good fight.
We thank you so very much for that. Why do we protest every week? Because if you don't raise an issue, you can't solve an issue. So we're asking for you to come out with us every Thursday to raise the issues that continue to plague our community. Please step up, tell us your name, where you're from, and briefly, what's on your mind.
My name is Anna Quaino from Queens. What's on my mind is the national election that's going to be held in November. I remember in the election in 2016, many blacks voted for Trump. In 2024, 2.5 million blacks voted for Trump, and millions more voted on the couch. So I'm very concerned about what's going to happen in November election. I look at the defenders on YouTube, and his quote was, when black men vote couch, white men pack courts. And that's what happens. Because when you don't vote, when you're going to vote on the couch or you vote for Trump, you're letting the mega people get elections. Trump elect judges that is not going to be in our best interest whatsoever. They're white supremacists, and they're not going to vote for us for our rights. So in the white supremacy back in the day,
In conclusion,
back in the day, white supremacy was to hold us back. Today, they want to keep us back, and we don't want that. So we have to just continue to fight. Be wise. In conclusion, be wise and be woke.
please step up, tell us your name, where you're from, and then briefly, what's on your mind.
Good day, everybody, and God bless everybody. My name is Sister Reverend Word. I'm from heaven, born in Harlem. I'm 74 years old and new, and I'm a National Action Network lifetime member. Of course, what's on my mind is Bible scriptures. In particular, the example that Christ Jesus shows us. We have to make good trouble, and good trouble is voting. I heard some good news this morning before I prepared to get here, and that the courts have still empowered the Washington, D.C. mayor, who is a black woman doing her job very, very well. She will maintain power. This president will not be able to send any federal police over the mayor. Now, we have mayors who are very effective in our city. We are fortunate to have a mayor in New York City who has decreased crime. But this win in court helps other mayors in other cities maintain the power that they have lawful duty to protect us. And they're doing their job. So in the meantime, democracy is still alive and well, but we must keep democracy alive and well by voting. So God bless you, and use your power to vote. Good day. God bless you.
Thank you. Please step up, tell us your name, where you're from, and then briefly, what is on your mind. We want to remind the audience that the viewpoints shared don't directly reflect that of the National Action Network. Tell us your name, where you're from, and then briefly, what's on your mind.
Good morning. This is Dr. Jesse Fields, Harlem Community Doctor. What is on my mind is the Legionnaires' outbreak here in Harlem, and the fact that the Department of Health and the city government took 3 weeks to disclose the locations of the 10 buildings where cooling towers were contaminated with the Legionella bacteria. 4 of those buildings are owned by the city, including Harlem Hospital. There are now 101 cases, by my last count, of people who are sick, who've been sickened by Legionella, and 4 people have died. The numbers are going up. The numbers are rising. The Legionella infection has an incubation period that may be as long as 2 weeks or longer. So after someone is infected, it may take up to 2 weeks or longer before symptoms develop. Symptoms such as cough, fever, chest pain, shortness of breath. So we don't know the extent of this outbreak. Although the mayor of this city and the health department keep saying it is contained, but the numbers are going up. The city should have been more transparent about the locations of contaminated cooling towers in Harlem. Transmission of the Legionella bacteria occurs through inhaling water droplets in air. The droplets are contaminated with the bacteria. It's not spread from person to person, and for prevention, the main thing to do, the focus, is for water management, maintenance, and disinfection. And we need also, obviously, access to quality health care in a timely fashion so people can be treated and diagnosed. So 10 years ago, in 2015, during the summer of 2015, New York City had one of the largest and deadliest outbreaks of Legionnaire's disease since it was identified in 1976. 138 people in New York City, in the South Bronx primarily, were sickened, and 16 people died. And because of this outbreak, it was identified to be coming from a single cooling tower in the South Bronx that was contaminated. So they have to do analysis, environmental samples, and clinical isolates. And this outbreak in 2015 prompted, rightly, the city council to pass a law that building owners have to do inspections for this bacteria every 30 days. The law was passed and implemented in 2017. But what has happened since then? They have not been doing the inspections. The building owners have not been doing the inspections. 9 of the 10 buildings where there were contaminated cooling towers were not up to date in the inspections. The city is not up to date in doing its inspections. So the city council, the health committee of the city council, chaired by Lynn Schulman, has said that the city council will hold a hearing on this whole issue, on this outbreak, and what the city was doing in the health department on September 8th. So people with underlying health conditions such as chronic lung disease, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, asthma, people with weakened immune systems are at increased risk of contracting Legionnaire's disease and having a very severe pneumonia. It is really structural racism that we experience as Black and brown people, that we have more of the underlying medical conditions, lung disease, diabetes, hypertension, asthma, et cetera, that makes us more vulnerable to having very severe infections, such as we experience this in the disproportionate impact on us of COVID and so forth. So having an independent voice, being able to stand up for the community and for the people is very important, to be able to speak on behalf of the people, not in your political interests, but for the interests of our communities and our people. That makes a big difference. That is what is required, and we see that in this outbreak. Power to the people. No justice, no peace.
Please step up, tell us your name, where you're from, and briefly what's on your mind.
Greetings, my name is Dornell Jones. I'm currently residing here in the village of Harlem. August is Civic Health Month. The National Action Network New York City Action Committee presents their voter registration and information drive during Harlem Week in front of 190 West 135th Street here in the village of Harlem. That's on Saturday, August 16th, 2025 at 11 o'clock a.m. and Sunday, August 17th to 7 o'clock p.m. Our voter registration deadline is Saturday, October 25th, 2025. Early voting, Saturday, October 25th to Sunday, November 2nd, 2025. And Election Day is Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. During August is SIG Health Month. The National Action Network New York City Chapter Political Action Committee invites you to a critical leadership discussion at our 5th Saturday Voter Education Forum Project Series right here at the House of Justice, 106 West 145th Street, here in the Village of Harlem. That's on Saturday, August 30th, 2025 at 12 o'clock noon on Know Your Rights. Help us set the stage for our commitment and work for the next 2 years. Light refreshments will be served by the NAN Welcome Committee, sponsored by the Links Incorporated. For further information, contact NAN PAC at 212-690-3070. We also will be doing outreach at Harlem Week for the March on Wall Street. Peace and blessings.
Thank you so much. Please step up. Tell us your name, where you're from, and then briefly, what's on your mind?
Okay, my name is Tony. Uh-oh, they know me. What's on my mind is con artists. The reason why they call con artists is because it's a short term for convincing artists. They're great at convincing people because they can figure out how you're thinking and say exactly what they need to say to get you to do what they want you to do. That's what's happening with our politics, because they're talking to us in terms of transactions, but they're not telling us that they're talking to us about transactions, so they're getting everything that they want. Daggone it. So the point I'm trying to make is this. We need to learn how to speak in ways that make it easy for them to say yes to us and hard to say no to us. We need to learn how to understand their thinking because, as a quote I learned a long time ago, a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. So until we learn how to be convincing, persuasive, enrolling, inspiring, we're going to keep struggling. So that's what
Tony, you're not going to tell them to stop lying to us? You're not going to tell them to stop with these policies against us?
No, that's what I want us to be able to do to them, all of us.
Well, they need to stop lying, doing what they're doing. We thank you so much for your comments. Please step up, tell us your name, where you're from, and then briefly, what is on your mind?
All right, good morning, NAM family. So thank you, Dr. Fields. I was definitely going to be touching on that. Just wanted to expand on, the fact that the places where, Legionella can actually grow. Cooling towers, showers, hot tubs, plumbing systems. Some of New York's, plumbing systems are or the pipes are more than 100 years old. There was a case in Times Square where there was some piping systems that were 127 years old. On average, the pipe systems across New York City are 84 years old. So Legionella grows in old piping systems. And so if they're not maintained, then we may have cases like that, especially in heat. Also, I wanted to talk about, she touched on the hospitals, but hotels, so usually happens in more complex areas. They're also found it in Whole Foods. And then what we can do to build our immune system, definitely sleep well, right? Because, you have to be able to combat this. It's not just taking medicine, we have to use preventative measures. So staying hydrated, eating nutrient-rich foods like vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, and beans, nuts, whole grains, and then probiotics. Quit smoking, and exercise moderately, and also manage stress, because we have to, again, be using preventative measures so that we're not, or if we come into contact with these cooling towers and our immune system is built and it's strong enough to actually sort of block and not get sick from what's happening in Harlem. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Please step up. Tell us your name, where you're from, what's on your mind.
Herman from the Bronx. Those who forget the lessons of the past are doomed to repeat mistakes in the future. The concept for the March for Washington, D.C. in 1960 came from A. Phil Randolph, who in 1940 threatened Franklin Delano Roosevelt because the government money was going to defense contractors that were refusing to hire black folks. And bingo, today that same mess is being played out today under DEI. These companies are getting all this money from the government, but yet they refuse to invest it in resources and hiring black folks. The war is still going on. And keep in mind, FDR did not desegregate the United States military. It was Harry S. Truman in 1948. We are in a war.
We thank you so much. The check that they have wrote to us has bounced. So come with us and march on Wall Street. Again, if you have not signed up in the House of Justice to get on the bus, please do so. If you're watching us on our various social media platforms, please sign up at www.nationalactionnetwork.net and join us in the fight on the March on Wall Street. Tell us your name, where you're from, and then briefly, what is on your mind?
My name is Janka from the Bronx, and what's on my mind is the people power, because I want to bring to all of your attention a man and a woman, or today men and men, women and women, they get married, and sometimes it doesn't work. So we're the people power, and we have two parties, but we're the people power. If there is found Legionnaire's disease in something, it's the people that are at fault, because we're the people power. Now, I want to bring to your attention the Henry Hudson Hotel and building.
I just want to say that I thank you so much for your theme, people power. And sometimes the problem comes, Janka, that we don't love each other as the Bible says that we ought to. We don't love each other enough. And when we come together, there's nothing that any billionaire or billionaires can do against the people power. So let us come together for the March on Wall Street, August 28th. We are the people, and we're going to let them know. Please step up, tell us your name, where you're from, and then briefly, what is on your mind?
Good morning, Nan family. My name is Zelma Brown, and this is my sister, Elizabeth Eastman. We both are Harlem natives. Okay, what's on my mind is I'm a retiree from District Council 37. And I know a lot of retirees from different unions. We have been fighting for our health benefits. And the City Council has a bill, 1096, which we would like them to sign for our health insurance, because we want to maintain our health insurance. Being that the government wants to get rid of our Medicare, we as citizens have the right for our Medicare, because we work for it, we paid into it, and we deserve our health benefits. So please, write or call to your city councilman to tell them to sign the bill 1096 for all city retirees and all other retirees of New York City. Thank you so much.
And here's why it's important. 1096 helps preserve retirees' freedom of choice. If 1096 does not pass, the mayor wants to put retirees into a Medicare Advantage program and take away their choice. 1096 also promotes financial security and avoids high out-of-pocket costs. It honors legal commitments that the city made many, many years ago. People signed up to work for the city because of the health benefits. They were not going to get a lot of money, but they knew they'd be taken care of in retirement. This is being stripped. Finally, 1096 prevents systemic costs and helps defer, reduce higher costs. In conclusion, 1096 is dignity for retirees. It aims to ensure that public sector servants who spent their careers serving the people of New York receive the health care they were promised when they took their jobs. Thank you.
Thank you. Please step up, tell us your name, where you're from, and then briefly, what is on your mind?
Sandra from the Bronx. We have to be respected, like Reverend Ron said, down at DEI, or even here as our president, Reverend Al Sharpton. I don't have a president that runs this world. He's running the way he wants to run it, and that's what he's doing. He's trying to take food out of the mouths of children, take away things that we need as African Americans. Thank you.
Thank you. So what she is saying is often at the DEI protest, we echo the affirmation that Reverend Jesse Jackson would always say, and we always say, I am somebody. And then we say we must be respected and we must be protected, and we have to echo that, especially in times that we're in. Tell us your name, where you're from, and then briefly, what is on your mind?
Briefly, I want to say we must get behind Moses. Moses is our leader, and we must get behind him and protect him.
Thank you. Let's give God some praise for our leader, the Reverend Dr. Al Sharpton, and his vision and his ministry that has lasted. Please step up. Tell us your name, where you're from, and then briefly what is on your mind.
Name is Harvey Dupiton. I come to you by way of the UN. And as I hear the cry for the rally on the 28th, I'm reminded the 29th is also called the International Day of People of African Descent. And the connection is that I don't know if you know that you are who we are. I mean, we are Americans, Haitians, Americans, sometimes I need, and of course, you know.
In conclusion, I'm so sorry.
I'm here to tell you that.
I hold a mic, you speak in conclusion.
In conclusion, I want to tell you that the homeland is thinking about you. Africa is thinking about you. It's a very rich place out there, and everybody is fighting to get a piece of that pie. And but the leaders in Africa are thinking about you and asking themselves, what if you get to share that piece of the pie? And so I'm working on this initiative around the UN to make that happen for you, for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Please step up. Tell us your name, where you're from, and then briefly what's on your mind. Take us home, Reverend.
Reverend Andrew Teagle, pastor of the Mother Walls African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church. What is on my mind is that the word of the Lord says in Romans 8:37 verse, we are more than conquerors. Though we go through trials, testings, the threat of death, domination, and destruction, no, it will not conquer us, because we fight through struggle. And if there is no struggle, there is no progress. And so if we struggle, God will give us the victory. Strengthened by the mighty powers of heaven, we shall conquer, we shall conquer. Till the mighty foe afar is driven, we shall conquer, we shall conquer.
Well, that concludes this week's segment of What's on Your Mind. We will remind you that the viewpoints shared are simply the viewpoints of the contributors and don't directly reflect that of the National Action Network. You're back into our host, Nancy Crawford.
All right, we shall conquer. Let us welcome, and thank you to all of you that contributed to today's What's on Your Mind. Let us welcome the Nan Change Ensemble.
Bye.
the Nan Change Ensemble, under the direction of our musical director, Minister Tyrone Richardson. Every Saturday, we have an inspirational word coming from one of our leading pastors from across the country. Please welcome to bring an inspirational word to us this morning, Reverend Dr. Kimberly Holmes, the senior pastor of St. John's Baptist Church right here in Harlem, New York. Let us greet her with a warm National Action Network welcome.
God bless you. God bless you. Let us look to the Lord in prayer. Eternal and most righteous God, we just say thank you. Help us, God, to be active and to be available and to respond with pitbull tenacity. Now hide this your servant behind the cross of Calvary, O God, so that all the glory and accolades might be thine. Circumcise my mouth so that I can speak only your word. Circumcise the hearts and ears of the listeners so that they may be edified through your gospel. And it's in the mighty name of Christ that we say, amen. I give honor to God, who is the author and finisher of my faith, to my beloved son Madison, in who I am well pleased, to Reverend Dr. Al Sharpton, the president and founder of NAN, to Dr. W. Franklin Richardson, our chairman of the board, to St. John's Baptist Church family, please stand, God bless you. To St. Luke Baptist Church, please stand, God bless you. To all those worshiping with us live stream, and to everybody who's somebody in the body of Christ, God bless you. Our scripture for this morning comes from Isaiah chapter 6, verse 8, and the word says this: I heard a voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send, and who will go for us? And then I said, here I am, send me. Send me. My inspirational message on this morning is, I am the one. I am the one. Richard Harwood is president and founder of the Harwood Institute. And I read an article that he wrote, and it says, a personal note to America in troubled times. And in it, Harwood is quoted as saying, but here's the deal. We're all suffering these days. There's so much division and hatred in our land. And right now, my chief concern is this: how do any of us maintain a sense of hope during this time? Harwood said that the United States is currently facing a range of significant challenges. The issues are contributing to widespread stress and anxiety among Americans. And in echoing Harwood's sentiments, I began to think about what's going on right here in Harlem, in the Boogie Down, in Brooklyn, and all of the boroughs. And when I began to think about it, the issues are widespread and they contribute to stress and anxiety right in our own backyard. We have socioeconomic challenges with affordable housing and gentrification, and even with rent stabilization, somebody ought to be saying, it's still hard out here, Pastor. And income disparities, our income goes down, but our bills go up. And economic opportunities, sometimes we see buildings going up, but we don't see it for us. And in addition to socioeconomic challenges, beloved, we're facing community challenges with public safety and mental health crisis and access to essential services. Friends of God who are listening right now, let me just say this. In addressing these challenges, it will require work from all of us because we're better together. So how do we begin to address these issues? Place your hand on your heart this morning and say, I am the one. Isaiah 6 and 8 is a powerful declaration of being available to God and being willing to serve. But here's my question on this morning. What happened to us? There used to be a time when we would pound the street. We would be here and there and everywhere addressing issues like public safety and mental health crisis and a lack of affordable health care for us. But we sat back like rocks with eyes and we have said nothing. Ask your neighbor, what happened to us? And here in the text it says, whom shall I send? Who will go for us? Here we have the Lord asking the question, who will go for us and whom shall I send? And the prophet said, here am I, send me. I am the one because I heard the question. Tell your neighbor, I heard the question. God, Almighty God, the Lord of Lords and the King of Kings dares to ask the question, who will go for us? We have immigrants asking that question, who will go for us? We got babies asking the question, who will go for us? We got people in jail asking the question, who will go for us? Tilt your head back and say, you got the right one right now. I will go. Here I am, Lord, send me. Send me. Can the Lord use you, or you are the one? You are the one, and God will equip who he sends. I may not have all the degrees like you got, but I heard the question. I may not be able to do the same things you can do, but I heard the question. I may not have the money that you have, but I heard the question. And because I heard the question, God has equipped me, and I'm not going to let you silence me. And if you try to tell me to be quiet, I'm going to scream all the more louder because I'm equipped. I fit. God called me, and I answered the question. My question to you is, will you answer the question? The Lord said, who will go for us? And if you said you'll go, you're on assignment. Tell your neighbor, you're on assignment. And here's the thing, you have to be in alignment with your assignment. Tell your neighbor, you got to be in alignment with your assignment. So if you're not a singer, don't get up here and try to sing. If your assignment is to give out programs, give out programs. If your assignment is to do the sound, do the sound. Stick to your assignment. Because when you're not in alignment with your assignment, you have what we call mess. And mess is the meaningless engagement in simplistic silliness. When you're not in alignment with your assignment, you have drama, and drama is demons raging and manufacturing anxiety. Stick to your assignment. Tell your neighbor, stick to your assignment. I am the one because I heard the question. Finally, I am the one because the Lord sent me. Tell your neighbor, the Lord sent me. Isaiah said, here am I, send me. Isaiah had a heart for service. Where's your heart for service? Are you willing? Can the Lord use you? Because if you said, Lord, here am I, send me, go where the Lord told you to go. Don't go someplace and say, I'm here. If the Lord didn't tell you to go there, sit on down. But if the Lord said go, you go. And you stand right there because you're on assignment. So you have your AARP card. You're active, you're available, you're responding, and you're moving with pit bull tenacity. You're on assignment because you're active, you're available, and you're moving with pit bull tenacity. Amen.
Pastor Holmes, thank you for that powerful word. We now welcome the Nan Change Choir under the direction of our musical director, Minister Tyrone Richardson.
If you believe in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost,
introduction of our musical director, Minister Tyrone Richardson. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to National Action Network Live on 107.5 WBLS. Let us now receive our president and founder, the Reverend Dr. Al Sharpton.
No justice. No justice. No justice. No justice. What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? When do we want it? 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 Shake hands with the person next to you. Tell them you love them. City, and a lady stopped me and said, Reverend Al, I heard about the march on Wall Street, and I'm going to be there with you. And she says, I'm in my late 80s. I can't walk but so far, but I'm going to be there. And I said, well, you come as long as you can. She said, yeah, because I want us to keep fighting. She said, I know that it looks dim sometimes. And I know it looks like this present president's gonna roll back everything we fought for. She said, but I'm, like I said, in my late 80s, and I come out of Mississippi. And she said, I lived through when we had to ride to the back of the bus. I went through when we couldn't vote. I remember when they arrested a man for looking at a mannequin in the department store window because you couldn't look at a white mannequin. She said, but we went all the way to electing a black president. So don't y'all give up. Don't y'all give out. Keep on marching, and your change will come.
Your change will come. Your change. Don't you give up. Your change. I know it will. Your change. Change will. Change will come. Change will come. Change will come.
When my mother became ill, before we put her in a nursing home and she passed, my stepsister and brother down in Alabama, she had moved back down to Alabama, was saying what we want to do with the stuff in her house. And I went down and we went through the house and everybody wanted, she had stuff she had saved and silverware that was worth some, all that. All I wanted was a photo album and a Bible. And every morning I look at my mother's Bible on my desk on my den. And my mother used to like this scripture. Later, James Brown used to love it. 37 Psalms. Not the first verse, fret not thyself. They like it where it says that I was young, but now I'm old. I've seen many things. But one thing I've never seen. David went from being a shepherd boy to fighting Goliath and being in many ways limited by Saul. He had to fight the man he replaced. He said, but I've never seen. Don't worry about my bio. I've never seen the righteous forsaken, nor their seed begging bread. If you know you are the seed of the righteous, your change will come.
Your change will come. Your change. I know it will. Your change will come. Your change. Change will come. Oh, change will come. Oh, your change will come. Your change. Just hang on in there. Your change. Keep the faith. I know it will. Oh, your change. Your change will come. Your change. Change will. Change will come. Change will come. Change will come. Be with you. Your change will come. Your change will come.
National Action Network Change Choir. Give them a big hand. Give them a big hand. Certainly we're happy to be with you another Saturday morning for the Saturday Action Rally. For you that are listening live on WBLS 107.5 FM in New York, for you that are watching us on Impact Television all over the country and other parts of the world, and you that are watching us on nationalactionnetwork.net, our live stream, we're happy to be with you another Saturday morning to give our report on where the action is. Give a hand to our presider, Sister Nancy Darlene Crawford. Our Minister of Music, Minister Tyrone Richardson. Give Chris and the band some. And certainly we enjoyed Reverend Dr. Kimberly Holmes. Come on, give her a hand. She gave a timely message. And many of us need that self-assurance that you are, whatever you are, you got some role that you could play. And, you know, God gave everybody a gift. I don't have your gift, you don't have mine. But if you exercise what she preached, that I am with my gift, can't nobody do you better than you. But you got to make up your mind who you are. Like she said, if you can sing in the choir, good. If you usher, good. If you can't do neither, Tony, stand up. Some folks just keep the seats warm, but it's all right. You got to roll. You got to roll. Let me, before I get to announcement, let me acknowledge the one of our original members in our Los Angeles chapter of National Action Network, who had now just last week or two was reelected, now the vice president of the chapter. Brother Tony Wafer is in the house. Where's Tony? You way back there. Come on up here. Come up here, sit next to Ashley. Tony Wafer. Now, you know you can't see from all the way back there. Many years ago, when we at first started dealing with things, I went to Los Angeles sitting right down next to Ashley. All right. Many years ago when we went to LA, the year we started National Action Network was the beating of Rodney King. And they'd asked me to come out and we were gonna lead a march on Good Friday. And they got all of the local civil rights folks, and one or two preachers held a press conference and said, we don't need Al Sharpton out here. And I said, well, if y'all having a march, y'all have it. If you don't, I'm coming. And two people that stood up for us and with me, and Dr. Falani went with me, was Tony Wafer and a woman running for Congress named Maxine Waters. And I thought about that last year, my birthday. Magic Johnson them threw birthday party for me in Beverly Hills. And I told them, I remember when half of you in the room didn't want to be in the room with me. But then a lot of y'all end up having to come ask me to fight for y'all. You get a big job and they'll take your job in a minute. But what they can't take is the rising of your community, which is why you must stay connected, not just accepted. And in these times, the way things are, so you got a president that is liable to do anything. And the problem is he has the power to do it. So if you're not stable in these times, you can be the next whatever. I mean, he just decided he's just going to wake up one morning and say, we're going to take over Washington, D.C. No study, no kind of looking at the data, just I'm going to take it over. Well, wait a minute, Mr. President, the crime numbers are down. I'm taking it over. Send the National Guard in. Well, what they going to do? They can't arrest nobody. They just do what I say. And by the way, I'll check in with y'all. I'm going to Alaska to see Putin. I mean, what you going to do with Putin? We need this war stopped in one day. By the time he landed, you going to tell Putin to end the war in one day? Well, we need to mediate. We need to talk, and probably be the second meeting. Just all off the top of his head, crazy stuff. And a lot of folk going for it, but don't forget, he has the power to do a lot of it, which is why a lot of y'all that were sitting up talking about Kamala this and Kamala that, you elected Donald Trump. Everybody, I don't believe in voting. Well, they're going to have the election without you. Just because you don't believe in it don't mean they're canceling the election. And somebody going to win. And whoever is closest to what you want, you vote for them. Because whoever's against you, you are voting for them when you don't vote. He's putting tariffs on countries. And they went just yesterday, the producer price index is already going up. And it's going to hit the consumers. All you black men was talking about he got swagger. There's going to be a swagger tax on your groceries. I mean, it's real stuff. These countries are not going to export stuff and pay for the extra tax. They're going to use the consumer dollar. They're going to put their prices up and you're going to have to pay more. And you run around talking about you didn't like what pantsuit Kamala was on. So we are in very serious times. Give a hand, always honored at the presence, Bishop Herbert Daughtry. One of the real pioneers in the struggle. One of the things that people forget is that the civil rights movement, in one case, was a Southern movement. Dr. King and most of his staff were from the South. John Lewis from the South. And many of them fought Southern battles. When you hear all of the black history that is taught, they teach about what happened in Selma or Montgomery or in Albany, Georgia, and on and on. Because that's where the battles were fought. It took a different type of discipline and a different focus to fight the battles in the North. And Reverend Herbert Daughtry was one of them that pioneered that. I'm not talking about philosophizing in the North. We had a lot of folk now. They used to have a ladder on 125th Street. Everybody get up there and just preach till they fell off the ladder. Didn't matter. I'm talking about movements. And he pioneered that in the North. We picked up some of that. One of the reasons why Daughtry and I were so controversial, what people miss, is the owners and shapers of the media is in the North. So they could afford to project and portray what was going on in the South because it wasn't them. That's how them crazy folk down, look at them with overalls on. Why would they treat blacks like that? That's terrible. But then when we started exposing how they were treating us in Howard Beach and Bensonhurst, then all of a sudden we rabble-rousers, we loudmouths. We did the same thing in the North that they applauded those in the South for doing. So how does it become controversial in the North rather than the South? Because we were marching in their neighborhoods. We were pointing out how their niece and nephew was racist. I remember in the middle of one of these fights, they had a meeting with us, one of the big newspapers, and had the editorial board there. Wasn't a black in the room. And they say, well, why are you doing all this agitating? I said, look around the room. This is the biggest city in the world. You couldn't find one black. Yet you want me to take your editorials seriously? I mean, think about that. A guy came out, Reverend Daughtry, with this book this week about the 80, I think it was 86 to 90. And he said that the four people he wanted to focus on was Donald Trump, Rudy Giuliani, Ed Koch, and Al Sharpton, our good and our bad. And I haven't read the whole book yet, but the interesting part to me is when they ask about our controversies, they are not talking in an even field. I want some of y'all to get this before I get into my statement today. One of the things they want, Reverend Bird, is to act like we provoked people to throw watermelons at us. We marched out in Howard Beach, Bensonhurst, Sharpton, and then provoked people. Well, first of all, I didn't go out there the night before and pass out watermelons. That is how they felt. That is what they felt about us. That we didn't have a right to live or even go through their neighborhoods. A lot of our young people here in Nan, under 40, don't know that there were parts of this city you were not allowed to go in. I ain't talking about Alabama. I'm talking about right here in New York. We marched for Michael Griffith being killed because they killed him for just being in Howard Beach. Y'all saw the film Loudmouth on the documentary on me, and they say right in the camera, yeah, we don't allow ends in here. Say it right out. That wasn't down in Georgia. That's right here. And that's why we need to deal with institutional racism that holds up people like Donald Trump. Our problem is not the guys down in Arkansas with the overalls. Our problem are those with the pinstripe suits and the monogram sleeves to their silk shirts that are down on Wall Street. That's why on August 28th, we going to Wall Street. That's where it is. They are the ones that are going to get the tax cuts that Trump just put back in. They're the ones that are financing the right to come after DEI and other things. Don't you understand? In 7 months, Trump has stopped DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and some of y'all's jobs is based on that. In 7 months, they've gone after voting rights, where they're now stacking in Texas 5 districts that will go Republican. I'm going to have one of the legislators that left Texas so they wouldn't have a quorum. I'm going to have on my show tonight, 5 o'clock, MSNBC. Spike Lee's going to be on as well. And tomorrow, the same cycle, but different guests. And one of the things I try to do is educate people with the TV show and what we do with our chapters, is that we need to understand that racism was not contained in the South. Every 5 years, we would go to Washington, Reverend Holmes and Martin Luther King III and I would lead the memorial, and we'd say this is not to remember what happened, it's the state of the dream. We decided this year, about 3 months ago, and I announced it about 2 months ago, that we're going to Wall Street. Because the problem, the bull counter today is down on Wall Street. They're the ones benefiting from this. Now, the reason why Wall Street needs to be focused on, I don't care who you are, where you are. You should go to nationalactionnetwork.net. We got buses leaving all over the country. If you can organize one, call us, we'll get you a bus. The reason why is they need to focus on where we need to look at where the economic spoils are going and the ones that are benefiting by it and the ones that are trading every day off of this to make money. So Trump will announce something and the stock go up. He'll block a merger. Hear me now. Company A gonna merge with Company B. He said, yeah, well, you can't have DEI. If you take DEI out, we'll approve the merger. If you keep DEI in, we're not gonna have the merger. That's happening on Wall Street. Not one of them that sat in that Oval Office fought back. There are some companies that said we're gonna keep DEI. But those that didn't, if you cannot stand up to them, you talking about your jobs, your promotions, your daughters, your sons. And that's what we're fighting about. People talk about why y'all marching. That's why. Marching puts a spotlight on what is going on, and you have to have the right target in mind. The other thing is, this National Action Network is unapologetically a faith-based organization, just like SCLC was. We work with everybody. I don't care how you worship or if you don't worship at all. We're open to everybody being a member, but know that we're based and grounded as a black church civil rights organization. And if you can respect that, fine. If you can't, then there's other groups you could join. I ain't trying. I remember when Ferguson happened, killed Michael Brown, police. And the family called me and asked me to come out. They were rioting and stuff. They wanted the people to know they didn't want riots, but they wanted rallies. We came out and did the rallies, and I did the eulogy at his funeral, at Michael Brown's funeral. I'll never forget one guy was mad they wasn't rioting no more. And I was coming out of one of the meetings, and he said, Reverend Al, I respect what you've done down through years, but you ain't my leader. You don't speak for me. I said, let me ask you something. Are you busy tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock? He said, what you mean? I said, are you busy tomorrow, 10 o'clock? He said, why? I said, I want you to meet me. He said, meet you where? I said, I want you to meet me downtown, Step City Hall. I'll get the press there. I want you to announce to everybody I'm not your leader. I want you to tell everybody that mess you talk, you didn't get from me. You don't believe in what I do. I don't want this between you and I want everybody to know that I ain't got nothing to do with your foolishness. Like somebody want to lead you and you talking crazy. He don't speak for me. That's right. I sure don't. And we've never had one leader at a time. Again, that's that northern editorial crowd that indoctrinates you in division. We never had that. We're celebrating and commemorating and saying where the dream has gone. Do you know that in the 63 march, Martin Luther King didn't call the march. It was 6 organizations and labor that called the march. A. Phil Randolph was in his 70s and called the march. He was the chair of the march. But we had Randolph and Whitney Young and Roy Wilkins and Malcolm X and Adam Clayton Powell. We had them all at the same time. Gloria Richardson, Dorothy Height. How we get to the 21st century and all of a sudden we can't have a one Negro talk at a time. We've never had that. So don't get fooled off in that. If somebody doing a meeting here, support it. Somebody doing something there, support it. We're going to march on Wall Street, support it. But don't act like everybody got to be on one thing. We are all in a biased, racist environment. We all need to come together. And we open the doors for everybody else. First of all, I'm going to repeat this again. I said last week. This is the first black-led march since Trump was reelected. Now, I supported No Kings and the other marches they've had. They're marching today, around the redistricting. I support all that. And I want a lot of them to support us. Whites, Latinos, Palestinians, Jews, or everybody. But the black community needs to make a statement on August 28th. And we need to make it on Wall Street. So guys running around talking about, Sharpton don't call another march. Well, you ain't called nothing. Don't get mad at me for doing what you ain't done. That's why maybe you missed it. We called it the National Action Network. Not the National Procrastination Network. You sitting around trying to figure out what to do. I'm going to be doing stuff while you figure it out. And as God would have it, Bishop Daughtry always tell me to keep God in it. As God would have it, when we decided 3 months ago to have a march, I said, no, let's go to Wall Street. That's where it's going. Suppose if with all of this mess with the National Guard, we were going to Washington this year. We'd be afraid what they're going to do. They got checkpoints. I talked to our Vice President, Ebony Riley. We have a National Action Network office right downtown, about 4 blocks from the White House. She said, you got to go through checklist, a check stop, coming into Washington now. Suppose we tried to have a march there. Many of y'all wouldn't go because you'd be afraid of the checkpoints. And say, I don't want to get in that mess. As God would have it, we'd already moved the march to Wall Street. So everything is aligned. When you do what God puts on your heart, He will line it up. It is important that we make a statement from our community. The disgrace of what they're trying to do in your face on voting. That's why I started talking about voting today. The reason they want to move these district lines in Texas, first of all, let me give you the background. People don't understand. They do district redrawing every census, every 10 years. When the census comes out, that's when all of the state legislators, all 50 states, redraw the lines based on population, density, and all that. It is unprecedented to be redrawing lines in the halfway point of the decade. They're not supposed to, they did the census in 2020, next is in 2030. So how you gonna redraw the lines in 2025 unless you are doing something to manipulate what party can control the House of Representatives? In the same spirit, they're going to the Smithsonian museums saying we're taking out any exhibits that doesn't reflect the vision of President Donald Trump. I ain't making this up. They're doing this, including the Smithsonian Museum on African American History and Culture. They called me the other day, said, you know they're going to send your stuff back. They had 2 or 3 pictures of me up there. I said, I got room. We getting ready to move in a bigger place. They can send me mine. So you're going to only have the history that Trump agrees with. You're going to ban books in Florida. You're going to redraw the lines of the congressional representation. So Hakeem would not be the be the speaker if you let it go. You're going to end DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion in the private sector and on college campuses. And we ain't going to say nothing. You're going to do all of that, everything our forefathers fought for and gave us. Like this 80-something-year-old woman that stopped me. They bled for this. Some died for this. They gave up their reputations in their towns. They were marching in southern towns that everybody in town knew them. And they stood up anyhow. And because they stood up, we got the Civil Rights Act. We got the Voting Rights Act. Nobody asked you to just do something new. Just hold what we had. And you too lazy and trifling and backward to stand up for what somebody died to give you. They sick dogs on children in Birmingham. They firebombed Martin Luther King's house 3 times. They killed 2 Jews and a black, Goodman, Cheney, and Schwerner, for standing up to give us the right to vote. And you sitting up here, all you got to do is ride the subway downtown. Ain't no dogs out there, nobody gonna burn you up. You're just too low down to stand up. We are faced with the challenge of history. What will history say about us? What will your grandchildren say? If I were talking to one of my grandparents, all my grandparents are gone, but I was talking to them, I wouldn't ask them what kind of car they had, because it would have been out of style a long time ago. If they showed me the old pictures, I'd laugh at the kind of clothes they were wearing. I don't care what kind of wardrobe you got. It ain't going to matter in a couple of years. But I would ask them, when Thurgood Marshall went to court, what'd y'all do? Did y'all root for him? When Randolph was organizing the unions, were y'all part of that? The only thing that's going to matter for you and about you when you gone is when you stood up for more than yourself. Right now, I have one grandchild, 6 years old, Marcus Al. Think he's 60, but he's 6. I want to be able to tell him when they was killing us in Howard Beach, I showed up. When they ran over us in Bensonhurst, I stood up. But 30 years later, when I had my own TV show and radio and they invited me to the White House, when they killed George Floyd, I still showed up. I could have done it on my TV show and say, well, I'll bring it up. I had to stand up and be there because I want my children unborn to know that I did not get Negro amnesia. I know how we got here. And that's why I'm challenging y'all to stand up right now. I was glad the other night you had a Zoom call with a lot of the denomination leaders and preachers that are coming. Nobody should be in a pulpit that is not addressing the social ills of today. Nobody. How you gonna preach about Egyptian bondage and not talk about what they're trying to do right now? How are you an expert on what God did, like something happened to what God can do right now? The same God that took the Israelites and opened up the Red Sea, I don't know what's going to happen on Wall Street, but I know there is a God. And if we stand up, God will make a way somehow. That's why I tell you this movement is a movement based on faith. I tell you every week there's a difference between faith and hope. You need both, but there's a difference. Evangelist Ramsey, hope is a feeling. Hope is I hope everything work out. Hope is I'm going to make this move and I hope it works out. That's hope. We need that. But my mother told me when I was a little boy preaching, she said, you got 2 gears in your transmission. You know how you got gears in the car? She said, when hope run out, there are going to be things that hit you, Al. Hope's going to run out. You're going to have trials and tribulations that you can't see your way through. Hope will run out. You're going to have some of your friends deceive you. Hope will run out. That's when you grab the gear and go to faith. Because faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. We come this far by faith. Leaning on the Lord, trusting in his holy word. He never failed me yet. You're too caught up in your affluence. You're too caught up in your little title. You're too caught up on trying to fit in. And God let somebody come along that ripped your title off the wall. Didn't care how influential you was. Sometimes we need somebody that God will show us that you are not grateful for what I did. Well, I'll let you see what it looked like if I take it all from you. What made David was not Saul giving him no crown. What made David is he would fight Goliath when nobody else would fight. God needs a Goliath to get a David. God needs a Pharaoh to get a Moses. You want to be Moses without going to the Red Sea. You want to be David without a slingshot. The gospel is built of those that stood up when nobody else would stand up. Well, we need a strategy. Let's have a strategy on the way to the march. We can talk strategy all the way down there, because that's already been figured out. It has worked every time. Well, we need to have a consensus. We never had a consensus. When they had the March on Washington, 63, there was some blacks saying, I ain't with it. Malcolm attacked the march. We ain't never had a consensus. It was always those of us that was determined no matter what. I remember when we were fighting about Howard Beach and the jury had been out too long. We had to march to get a special prosecutor. Special prosecutor indicted, and 3 young white boys was on trial for killing Michael Griffin. Give you a little history. And we went marching Howard Beach and all of that, which is why we got the special prosecutor. Mario Cuomo was governor, Andrew's daddy. He said no special prosecutor. We marched Howard Beach, all of a sudden he had an epiphany and gave us prosecutor, Charles Hines. And Hines worked closely with Reverend Daughtry and others. And as we kept on going, the jury finally, in the trial ended. The jury was out 4 or 5 days. We said it's taking too long. So we decided that we're going to have a day of outrage. What y'all going to do with a day of outrage? We're going to close the city down. How y'all going to do that? Well, we had a meeting. Those that didn't have a consensus didn't come. But some of us in the room didn't like or trust each other. But we all wanted some justice. And we said, I tell you what, since we all ain't on the same page, we all don't like each other, y'all call me names and I call y'all names. Why don't we shut the city down and you can have the bridge to shut down and you can have the tunnel to shut down and we'll take the subway tracks. And everybody had their station. We had hundreds of people there, Reverend Daughtry tell you. And everybody laughed when I said we'll take the subway station because that ain't gonna be nothing. But they didn't know I'd already done what I was getting ready to do. So we went down in the subway station. And they said, okay, press there. What y'all gonna do now? I said, we're gonna jump on the tracks. They said, we're gonna do what? I said, we're gonna jump on the tracks. A couple of the lawyers said, you can't do that. Daughtry said, well, if he's going down, I'm going with him. And Ben Chavis, a couple of them said, I'm going with him. And one of the intelligent critics of mine says, well, Reverend, have you considered that there's the third rail there? I said, that's why I'm going. He said, what do you mean? I said, because as soon as we hit the tracks, they're going to have to cut the third rail down, and it'll stop the train all the way from the Bronx to down here. I knew what we were doing. Just like when we hit Wall Street. We don't need no violence. We don't need no nasty talk. Just having hundreds of bodies there. They're going to say to Trump, we don't need this kind of heat. We don't need this kind of attention. We're going to take the spotlight from D.C. to Wall Street. Y'all are making money off this. We are coming to y'all. Don't lose your power. Your power of protest. Your power of standing up. The only time that you lose is when you lose your identity of who you are and how you got there. Story I was reading in one of my readings this week about Samson. Samson, strongest man in the world. Nobody could beat Samson, Reverend Dr. Holmes. Nobody could defeat him. What brought Samson down was the devil knows what you like. Devil ain't gonna send nobody or nothing that you don't like. Devil know your tastes. Devil know your weaknesses. So the devil didn't send somebody to the gym to try to work out to beat Samson. He got Delilah. Because he knew that Delilah would catch Samson's eye. And she went in 2 or 3 times saying, what is your strength? His strength came from his hair. And her job was the Philistines had sent her to find out what was his secret. And I come to tell you this morning, they've been trying to find out our secret. Our secret is our taking our numbers and standing up in the way. Our secret is our faith. And they'll try to get us deviated and tempted to other things. But we cannot be tempted. Delilah ended up finding out Samson's secret. And when she found out his secret, that's when they found out the power is in his hair. And her job was to cut his hair off. And she cut his hair off and he was weak. And that's what happened to us. Y'all got weak. Gave you a job downtown and you thought you didn't need us no more. You got weak. You got seduced with your title on the door. You got weak. You got a big position and got out of position. You got weak. You got some place in high society. They invited you to the inner parties. You got weak. And when they found out you were weak for a title and weak for some status, they cut your hair off. But I come to tell you that God grew Samson's hair back. He brought him back because the same God that gave him strength will give him hair again. I'm going to Wall Street to reclaim my strength. I'm going to Wall Street to say, God will bring us back. You won an election, but God is still on the throne. What's the song? God is still on the throne. And if you and I will get out of this haircut Trump gave you, I know you're scared of Trump. But that's because you got a haircut. I know you think he got almighty. That's because on election day you got a haircut. I know you think ain't no use fighting. That's the Delilah in you. You got a haircut. But I come to tell you that my hair done grew back. The same God that brought me in the first place, the same God is still on the throne. I got my strength back. Stand up, black man. Stand up, black woman. This is your day. This is your time. No sitting down. No standing back. Our change will come. I remember when I was a little boy preacher. My mother used to play records when they had the vinyl records. And she'd play Aretha and Mighty Clouds of Joy, gospel keynotes, Mahalia Jackson, who we knew. And there was one secular artist she played. My mother wouldn't play no soul music. R&B. She played gospel. But there was one secular song she would play by a guy who was not in the church. He'd come out the church, he'd back and forward. But she liked that song. I guess it made her think about how Daddy left her husband and how we were struggling. She was doing maid work. And she'd play the song so till I knew the words backwards. By Sam Cooke. Said, I was born by the river in a little tent. Just like that river. I've been running ever since. It's been hard. I'm not gonna lie to you, every day ain't been good. It's been a hard way coming. But I believe a change gonna come. I know Trump got the House of Representatives, but a change gonna come. I know he got the Senate, but a change gonna come. I know he stacked the Supreme Court, but a change gonna come.
I was born by the river in a little tent. Oh, just like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know change is gonna come. Oh, yes it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. 'Cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know change is gonna come. Oh, yes it will. I go to the movies and I go downtown, but folk keep telling me, don't hang around. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Now when I go to my brother and I say, brother, help me please. But then my brother winds up knocking me, yes he does. Hey, winds up knocking me on my knee. Oh, there were times that I thought I wouldn't last for long, but now I know with the help of God I'm able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. Oh, yes it will. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. Oh, yes it will.
Everybody's singing. Everybody's singing. Everybody's singing. Everybody's singing. Everybody's singing. Everybody's singing. Yeah. I'm opening the doors of the movement. There may be someone here today that hears the rally on radio or watches us on television but never became a member of National Action Network. Well, this is your day to be a member of this organization. Put your name on the roll. And I'm inviting you to come down straight to me and let us sign you up this morning to the National Action Network. Come on. Everybody's singing. Come on. Everybody's singing. Everybody's singing. Everybody's singing. Everybody's singing. Everybody's singing. Everybody now. Everybody's singing. Everybody's singing. One last time, y'all. One last time, y'all. One last time, y'all. Yeah. All right, all right. Wait a minute, we got one more. All right. We're going to raise our offering and taking our new members and let you go. I'll say on the air 9 to 11. It's already 3 minutes to 11. We'll be out by 5 minutes after. Quicker you give me your money, the quicker we get out of here. Now you know how much you was gonna give before you left home. So I want you to go to the other pocket that you wasn't gonna give and say, you know what, I'm not gonna play the movement cheap. I'm gonna give like I say I am. I never understood these $1,000 activists with $5 at the offering. Want so much and give so little. All right, I need about 10 people, about 10, that can give $100 or more to come.
Thank you for joining us for Weekdays Live with Reverend Al Sharpton. Take the time to share this broadcast right now. Tell your friends it's time to keep it real with Reverend Al. Comment your questions now in the chat or call Reverend Al Sharpton directly on air at 877-532-5797. Now stay tuned for Reverend Al.
This is Reverend Al Sharpton. As you watch the broadcast, support National Action Network. Go to www.nationalactionnetwork.net and be involved. You can join, take your membership right online, www.nationalactionnetwork.net. Getting ready to start the program, but we need you to be part of the movement.
Of reference. 400 years later, it's time to do some assessing where we came from. While Alabama, Georgia, and South Carolina, and Mississippi take the hits, the real trade market for commerce and cotton was New York, the port of New York. As a matter of fact, Joe, The first state to end slavery was Vermont. It was all the way up the coast. The big shipbuilders became rich off of our enslavement. Say our people are not slaves, they are our ancestors. They became slaves to the person, they're our ancestors, they're our foreparents. The money is made off of the commodity. We were the commodity in the commodity exchange. And they would import Africans, they export cotton and tobacco. And they built the whole economic system around Wall Street. Africans, because they feared the Indians would attack the Dutch, built a wall on Wall Street. That's what they named it Wall Street. It's the Africans, with logs and trees, they built a wall around Wall Street to keep the Indians from attacking the Dutch. So Wall Street was named after us. There's a burial ground on Wall Street, which we should all visit. Those are our foreparents. At some point, they moved us to the other end of Manhattan, which is Harlem. So we are on the same island as Manhattan. Manhattan, Harlem, Wall Street, on the same island. Harlem is right down the road from Wall Street. That's interesting that most of our leaders who argued different cases never quite got to march on Wall Street.
That was Reverend Jesse Jackson speaking at National Action Network's House of Justice in 2020, saying that we ignored dramatizing, putting the spotlight on the economic inequalities, the economic issues of this country by never having marched on Wall Street en masse. Well, on August 28th, 5 years later, we're going to do just that. Because with this big, beautiful bill, which is a big, ugly bill that cuts Medicaid and SNAP, with the ending of diversity, equity, and inclusion programs and initiatives in the private sector, which gives blacks and others jobs, contracts for businesses, making sure we make the C-suite based on our merit and not excluded because we didn't have the family background in a given place, whether it be academic or business. The people that benefited from that are the ones on Wall Street that deal with the stock markets, that deal with the Dow Jones, that deal with making trade off of the decisions of those that supported the Trump initiatives in this area. So we are not this year going to Washington on the anniversary of the March on Washington. On the anniversary of the March on Washington, we're going to Wall Street. And Reverend Jackson, we're going to do what you said. Thousands of us are going to nonviolently but firmly come and say that the dream cannot be deferred by tax cuts for the rich and cutting those out that need food assistance, that need support with health care and other economic policies that have choked the middle class and the poor. August 28, 2025, go to www.nationalactionnetwork.net, get the details. Meet us 10 a.m. at the African Burial Ground and be ready to march. Buses are coming from all over the country. Go to that website or call 1-877-626-4651. No justice, no peace. All right, when I call your name, raise your hand so I know who we are welcoming in the family. Karen Drew, Selena Walton, Lindsay Kovnak, okay. Michael Mims, and Reverend Dr. Sherilyn Womble. All right. I need a preacher up in here. Thank you all for coming forward and being willing to join this justice family. We don't want you just join, but be involved. Be here on Saturdays when you can. They'll give you orientation. Standing behind you is Bill Griffin, who's the president of our chapter. They'll give you orientation on what committees we have, but you may have an idea we haven't thought of and form a committee around you. I want you to take this as your organization. You're now a member of our family, and we take that seriously. Turn and face the audience and welcome them. Welcome them. Welcome them to the National Action Network. Give them a big hand. Give them a big hand. All right. We getting ready to let you go. If all minds are clear, or if your mind, like Tony, is foggy, will you stand? Everybody stand. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now. Repeat after me. We're an African people, robbed of our homeland, robbed of our names, our language, our self-respect. But we shall rise, never to fall again. Up, you mighty race. We can accomplish what we will. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. Shake hands with the one next to you. Shake my hand before you leave.
So who is Al Sharpton anyway? Who is this 33-year-old preacher without a church?
A number of black New Yorkers as well. He is little more than a pudgy exhibitionist who can be counted on to show up, bullhorn in hand, at every racial incident.
I often quote Mark Twain saying, the two most important moments in life is the moment you are born and the moment you find out why you were born. I had a very troubling conversation the other day that prompted me to do this little video. Young man that I've known a while came to me and he was crushed. I mean, really crushed, because people were criticizing his work. He's in the ministry, but he's also an actor. And he said he couldn't understand why people were jumping all over, criticizing him, trying to find scandalous and derogatory things about him. And I told him, I said, you know, you're very young. You don't know the road I've traveled. They called me everything but a child of God.
Racial discord, a blabbermouth, a loudmouth, too flamboyant, an agitator, a racist,
And I
a race
had to
baiter.
learn.
Yeah, right.
I was not defined by how others saw me. I was defined by how I saw myself and whether I was being true to myself. Some of you watching this don't like me. And it doesn't matter. as long as I know what I'm doing and I like me for being real. So I'm doing this video to say to you, whoever you are and whatever you do, you may not be in ministry or social justice, none of this stuff, but don't live your life worried about opposition or people that don't like you. You can turn that around. Use me as an example. The same people that call me a scam artist, a con artist, a sellout, or racial hustling, I kept going. And the people I respected started respecting and publicly embracing my work.
When Coretta Scott King, the widow of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., had this to say about Al Sharpton.
A leader who has protested injustice with a passionate, unrelenting commitment to nonviolent action in the spirit and tradition of Martin Luther King Jr. And I am talking about your leader, our leader, the Reverend Al Sharpton.
The other thing that hasn't changed is the National Action Network's commitment to fight injustice and inequality here in New York City and across America. And that's not only a testament to Reverend Sharpton, it's a testament to all of you who are here tonight.
First and foremost, to Reverend Sharpton. I saw him when he first came on the scene, and I have marveled at his tenacity, at the development of his intellect, and his devotion to our movement, and much he has contributed to the world we are experiencing. I am honored, and I must say that when I had my debate with Dr. King on the issue of the church and religion, he didn't warn me that after his departure, his space would be filled by another preacher, and that preacher would be Al Sharpton.
All you want in life is people that matter to you to say you did all right. And more important, that you can look in the mirror and say you did all right.
Thank you, Rev. Thanks for that introduction. Look, we've known each other for a long time. I'm grateful not only for your leadership and partnership, but quite frankly, more importantly, for your friendship. And thanks to all of you, members of our nation's most important civil rights organization.
You have been, over all of your years, such an extraordinary leader. You are a voice of truth, a voice of conscience, a voice of practicality around what we must address and what we can do. And I thank you so much for your friendship.
I remember that most of the youth around Al's age, he was about 12, wanted to be like Connie Hawkins, a great basketball player, legend, or Earl the Pearl, or Clyde Frazier. Al wanted to be like Adam Powell, a powerful preacher with a social justice gospel. He was very close to, at that time, to Reverend William Augustus Jones, powerful preacher and social justice advocate, and Reverend Gardner Taylor, who stayed right down the street, and Bishop Washington, whose church he came from, and Reverend Sandy Ray. He wanted to be like these giant preachers. He wanted them to have the edge, however, of the King's social justice dimension. He wanted to be like them, now he's one of them. Perhaps taller than most of them because of the risks he has taken and reward God has given him with his gift. I remember so well that I first escorted him to jail. He was around 13 years old with the jail fighting the ANP. He was in the lineage of our struggle. He grew up in it. We didn't just see him on TV one night. He didn't happen. He came bottom up, not top down.